Welcome to the true hardest task in aviation. That is aerial refueling. So we start off with this first match. I'm doing a voiceover of a pre-recording because I didn't have my microphone attached. So yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake. But frankly, this is probably a better way to do it. We start off with a little bit of an overshoot, but then we turn those lemons into lemonades because it's actually just really close formation flying. We get to see all the horrible textures on whatever airplane this is. So yep, that was a little bit of a mishap. Then I under G and I black out, and then I just leave that and go into the next one because I didn't want to die, because that hurts my stats, and I like having pristine statistics. So this time I'm a little bit more careful. I use my gun so I can measure the distance. As you can see on my HUD, it says 1,800 feet. That's how quickly I'm closing. I probably should have turned my master arm off, but in the moment I wasn't really thinking about it, so, no, luckily there weren't any accidental gun bursts. So, quick cut, now we're 200 feet away. I ready pre-contact, and the probe comes out. And now I just need to line it up, which is easier said than done. Frankly, for me, the hardest part is keeping my altitude steady, because I always almost get to the probe and then I just start bouncing up and down, which can, sometimes be fatal. So I'm gonna just be very slow and steady, minor inputs on the stick, and I missed. And then the probe goes right into my cockpit. So here's attempt number 2. We're gonna try this again. I get my speed. I'm a little bit fast, but we connect, and only for a few seconds though, because I get too slow. So now we've got to try attempt 3, which I'm very fast this time, and I overshoot it. So I guess it's time for attempt 4, where just be very slow and very steady. Almost there. And yep, I go under it. So time for attempt 5. I just back up a little bit, increase my speed just a touch, and then I get a contact, and now I'm pretty much in perfect formation with him. Now I just, can't bounce up and down, so now I'm gonna time lapse it because I'm there for a pretty long time. And as you can see, that is my issue, just keeping my airplane steady, because I really have to micromanage my stick to ensure that I don't, bounce up and down. I lose contact for a bit there, but I quickly get it back, and then I lose it again. So it's time to just reattempt it, back off a little bit. No harm in being patient. So just a little bit of throttle, and so now I'm just in formation. Pretty nice. We started with about 3,000 pounds of fuel, and I want to go until I have 8,000, so I have enough to get back to the carrier group. So I'm just flying in formation. I get to 8,000, and then I bank left away from the tanker. And now I'm gonna go and just and then I'm gonna go and land on the carrier. So I'm gonna be quiet, and I'm just gonna let the time lapse play. Now that the time lapse is over, I can talk again. So now I'm just banking into the carrier pattern. I'm gonna try and do it like, the sort of correct way. I'm not gonna, be like hyper realistic, turn into the deck at 135 knots and, use my trim button to stay steady and, call Roger Ball, mostly because I can't, because it's not the super carrier, as far as I know. So it's going to be more of a casual approach, but it's not going to be, like lining it up from 5 miles out. Mostly because, 1, I can't, there's too much fog, and 2, I'm trying to figure out how to do it the right way, land on a carrier, so, might as well not establish those bad habits. So now usually you would line up this part from about 3 nautical miles out, but I just turned in pretty close. You would want to, you know, stay come in 3 nautical miles away, and then just, you know, fly off the starboard side and then bank in front of the bow. I'm a little bit fast at this point, but I put the gears down, the flaps full, and the hook down too. And now I just turn around to the port side, and then I'm ready to get on speed, which for me on speed is more like, you know, 170, 160 knots as opposed to, you know, the ideal 135. So I'm definitely too fast, and I don't turn into it at my on speed even. I turn in at about, it looks like 230. So there I go. I'm starting to turn in. I want to hopefully intercept the glide slope. I'm getting to about on speed. My flight path marker was going a bit crazy there. And I'm a little bit high. I have a mod that makes the ball on the deck look a little bit bigger, but I still really can't see it. At this point I realize I'm getting a bit fast, so I slow down on the throttle. I'm coming in not at the appropriate pitch up, so I pitch up a little bit, and then I touch down, which it was a really weird touchdown, considering I sort of like, you know, glided over the arrestor wire, but it was a 3-wire, so ultimately it was a good enough landing. So, yeah, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye.